ऐसे कर देना.
Start.
Hello everyone, this is Dhriti Parashar over here. I am a student of Gurukul Global School. I study in class 6. Today I am going to discuss with you a very important topic of science, which is water. As you can see that water is very essential for our lives. So today we are going to learn about the uses of water, the sources of water, the freshwater sources. We are going to learn about check dams, rainwater harvesting, water cycle and so on. So let's get started. 3/4 of the Earth's surface is covered with water, and only the remaining 1/4 is land. That is why the Earth is called a blue planet. Now, when I say the Earth is called a blue planet, first question that comes to your mind is, why is Earth called a blue planet? The Earth is called a blue planet because most of the area of Earth is covered by water, which is 3/4 of the Earth is covered by water, and only the remaining, which makes 1/4 of the Earth, is covered by land, which is why the blue planet is also our Earth. Although the Earth has plenty of water, only a small amount can be used by human beings because 97.5% of all the water is in the oceans. Yes, it is very true that 97.5% of all the water on Earth, which means in the hydrosphere of our planet, is in the oceans, which means that water is salty and saline and not fit for human consumption. The water that is fit for human consumption is known as potable water, which we are going to learn about in the next classes. So, the ocean water is salty. It cannot be used for irrigation, drinking, or to meet other daily requirements. Of the remaining nearly 1.5 water remains frozen as ice in the polar regions. Thus, only about 1% of water on Earth can be used by land animals, plants, and human beings. When we see that 100% of water we take, and out of that 97.5% is salties and saline in the oceans, that comes out that only 2.5% of water is fit for human consumption. That too, out of 2.5%, we are 1.5% frozen as ice caps and in the polar region, which makes that 2.5 minus 1.5 is 1%, which says that only 1% of water is fit for human consumption. Which is why we always say that water should be saved. Fresh water on Earth. Rain is the main source of fresh water on Earth. Lakes, rivers, ponds, wells, and natural reservoirs under the ground have fresh water. As we all know that this 1% of water is very important, we should save it. But why do we need to save water when we have 100% of water on Earth? This is why, because 97.5% of this water is in oceans, which is salty and saline and not fit for human consumption. Only 1% of water is potable, which can be used for human consumption, for plants and for animals as well. Now, to start with the discussion of uses of water. Water is essential for life. It is needed for several life processes in living organisms. The life processes include digestion, absorption of nutrients from the digested food, and photosynthesis. For example, digestion of food, absorption of nutrients from the digested food, germination of seed, and photosynthesis in plants are some processes which need water. Water is also useful to us in many other ways. Now, let's discuss the uses of water. In homes, mainly most of the water is used in homes. Water is used for various purposes in our day-to-day lives. Mainly, the water in homes is used for washing dishes, washing clothes, washing our pets and our vehicles, making food, making our food items in the factories, and also in homes we use water for bathing, flushing toilets, and drinking. Water that can be safely used for human consumption, drinking, and cooking food is called potable water. As I told you before, potable water is the water that is fit for human consumption, that is odorless and colorless, which means that is not saline. For drinking water, we mainly depend on rivers, dams, lakes, wells, and underground resources. Dams are built on rivers to prevent the water from flowing away into the sea. This was a small introduction of check dams. We'll learn about the check dams at the end of the chapter. Now, over here, we'll also learn that how does the fresh water reach our homes. There must be a path by which the water reaches our homes. How does this happen? The water we use is mostly from the rivers, lakes, or wells. Water is collected in large reservoirs. This water is dirty, and because of this it is filtered and the dirt is removed from the water. Water is stored in tanks and chlorine is added. Water is tested to check if it is free from dirt and germs. Once it is checked that the water is free from dirt and germs, the pure water is taken to tanks. From the tanks, the water is supplied to your homes and offices. Now, we are going to study about how is water used for agriculture, in industries, and to produce electricity. In agriculture, mainly the water is used for irrigation of plants. Uses of water. First of all, we learned that it is used in homes, then in industries, and in agriculture. In agriculture, water is mainly used for irrigation, which is watering plants on a large scale. To water crop fields, we have many different techniques such as drip irrigation and sprinklers. Farmers must adopt water-saving methods to irrigate fields, and only clean water must be used. Food crops grown using polluted water can contain harmful chemicals. Farmers should also use water-saving methods which are nowadays developed by the government. The farmers should be educated so that they do not use much of water and they use more of clean water so that the plants are not grown in polluted water, because if the plants grow in the polluted water, the plants and the crops would be affected and it could be harmful for the people eating it then. In industries, most industries use water. Water is used in manufacturing of plastics, paints, leather, fertilizers, cement, chemicals, fabrics, and in the processing of food products. Industries must not release untreated water into a water body or on the land. This is a punishable act. Yes, indeed, the industries should not release untreated water, wastewater into the water bodies, because it could harm the animals as well that drink the water from the river or lake. They are sending the untreated water too. Then, to talk about how is electricity produced from water. The force of flowing water is used to operate turbines that generate electricity in hydroelectric power stations. Our country has many hydroelectric power stations installed on dams. When dam gates are opened, fast flowing water falls down. This speed of water is used to rotate turbines, and this helps in generating hydroelectricity. Now we are going to learn about the states of water. In nature, water exists in all three states. The polar region of the earth and the mountain peaks are covered with snow. Ice is the solid state of water. The rivers, ponds, lakes, and oceans are water in the liquid state. Now, this is a very interesting topic and a confusing one as well. Mainly, the children get confused with the states of water and matter. states of matter are solid, liquid, and gas. But the states of water are ice, water, and water vapor. The states of water are ice, water, and water vapor, and these three states can be interchanged. For example, if we need to convert ice into water, the process from converting ice into water on heating is known as melting. But when we convert water into water vapor on heating, it is known as evaporation. Although we are performing the same process, the name of the process is different. In both the processes, we are heating, but from ice to water it is melting, and from water to water vapor it is evaporation. And when we go the other way, which means from water vapor to water, we condense it. But when we convert water to ice, it is known as freezing. Evaporation of water. The process by which water changes into water vapor on heating is known as evaporation. Water evaporates faster on sunny days and when it is windy. Now, you must wonder that how do the clothes which are hung out dry so fast in the sun but not indoors? This is because the sun evaporates the water from the clothes, and the clothes hung out dry faster, while the clothes which are hung indoors do not dry faster, which is on rainy days, because the clothes are not in the sun and the heat is not being produced, which is why evaporation rate is slow. Condensation of water. Changing of water into vapor on cooling is evaporation, but changing of water vapor into water on cooling is condensation. Dewdrops that you see on plants and cold objects near the ground on cold winter mornings are due to condensation. Now, this is all for now. Thank you.